Hello, YouTube audience. Today is July the 4th, 2020. So, for those who's in the United States, hope you try to enjoy the Independence Day. And today I'm going to try to work on this Japanese black pine. It's my first Japanese black pine, and I just repotted it this past April, and it survived the repotting process. Um, you can see um, new buds coming out. So these are this year's new bud. Um, so it definitely survived, and it's growing. Um, so, but today what I'm going to do is that for the future direction of the tree, I want to try to correct a major problem with the tree. So you can see this branch is coming out semi-cascading, but the problem is from here to here, and there's almost no taper and almost no movement. So and so it's very difficult to correct. So my plan is to just cut this thing off. But obviously this is a pretty big branch, and I would like to try and air layer this branch before I cut it off. You may ask, you may say, I think you cannot air layer a pine tree. But I have seen example of successful air layer of a pine tree. It is just relatively difficult. The roots are very can be easily rotted in the air layering process, so the success rate is normally pretty low. But there is almost no drawback of trying to air layer a part of the tree if you are trying to cut it out ultimately, because worst comes to worst, the air layer doesn't work, and you don't get a second tree, but it is a branch you are going to cut anyway. So I would like to try to air layer, and if it doesn't succeed, and it's fine. So the first thing, I'm going to kind of try to get some of these branch to come off, the bark to come off, and then trying to wrap some sphagnum moss around it. So now what I'm going to do, try to zoom in into the area where I would try to air layer, and try to work on that. So I'm going to try to first cut around the bark of the tree, try to cut a ring around it. So the movement kind of end here. So I'm just going to air layer right there. Okay. And trying to be careful not to cut my finger. Okay, trying to see if I can peel off the bark. So you can see, I'm going to try to show the green layer. The green layer is the cambium, where the leaves produce the energy and the auxin, which instruct the root to grow, and they would send it back to through the cambium back to the tree, and the inside is where the tree send water and nutrient back to the leaves. So the goal is to get rid of this green layer while preserving the white layer inside, so that the hormone that instruct root growth would be accumulated here where you cut, while the water and nutrient can still be sent back to the tree. And when the auxin accumulate here, hopefully it eventually send our root there, because the accumulation of the auxin. Just trying to help peel this away. With my fingernails. Seems to work. relatively easy. And I'm just going to slightly clean this up a little bit. It's the important thing is to clean the part where it's closer to the leaves. Make sure you have a clean cut on this side. Because this is where the root should come out. And this side is less important because the root is not coming out from that. Okay, so that's that. Then I will apply some rooting hormone. I'm trying to use this liquid rooting hormone there, but from what I've seen, people may not to use it, but I hope that this would help. Kind of, it's kind of purplish like this. I'm just going to apply it there. Apply it to this side because this is where the roots is supposed to come out from. This will help. Okay, so the rooting hormone is applied, and now I would need to try to get a plastic bag around the area. So I'm just using this bag that I bought my grape with, and it has a lot of pores on it, so it's going to hold the sphagnum moss while allowing water to drain through. I think that's why I would like to use this one. I'm just going to try to tie this bag around I'm going to try to tie this bag around where I want the tie this plastic bag where I want the sphagnum moss to stay. can hear the nice you can hear the firework, so it is nice. It is nice that people is celebrating. Okay, now I'm going to load it with sphagnum moss. Try to put the sphagnum moss all around. Trunk. I put some perlite in the sphagnum moss to try to help the drainage. And also the porous wrap may help it. The thing is, from what I heard, the sphagnum moss would need to be able to dry. If it never dry, then it may not be the best for the pine tree to root. So I'm trying to squeeze the sphagnum moss tight around the trunk. I think I can put more moss in. But that's about it. Okay, now we try to tighten the wire around the plastic bag. Not be the best looking thing, but hopefully it will work. Okay, so this is how I try to air layer this tree. Hopefully I'm not getting any needles entangled into it. This way it is not too wet, but I can still water it because there are some holes around some holes in the plastic bag. You can see there are some holes in there so that water can drain through, and also I can water it if it's too dry. Okay, so this is the air layering that I'm trying to do with the pine tree, and I think it's also a good time to decandle the tree. So I will do this next. I probably will wait for a year and see if there's any root coming out. 6 months to a year, and if there's nothing that comes out, I would just cut this branch off. There's literally nothing to lose if it doesn't work. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.